Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video. Today I am riding Faith again and we are going to be having another lesson. So I have worked out that over the course of the next 2 weeks I will be having a lesson every day on Faith, and then maybe at the end of this week I will start doing a little bit of cross country with Faith. Today I don't know if we're doing cross country or not. I have actually had 3 lessons since my last video with Faith. I have obviously not been filming all of my lessons, so I'm not exactly sure if today I am going to do cross country with Faith or not. So, as normal, I just walked down to Faith's stall to get her and her halter on, and I unlatched her stall door, and she was just waiting patiently, eating her hay, and I quickly slipped on her halter because I only had 3 minutes until my lesson started. So I really wanted to be out there on time. And even if we were doing cross country, we weren't going to any big cross country trails. We were just doing little cross country trails and be the little ones here in Moreland. I did quickly run her over with a soft brush, and I picked her hooves and I brushed her mane, but I realized I wasn't filming, so I brushed her down, and now I'm gonna tack her up. I have been trying to find saddle pads that match the color of my shirt or sweatshirt, and today it worked out because I found a teal saddle pad in the tack room, and today I actually am putting leg wraps on her. At least my instructor told me to, so that's what I'm gonna do. And I I strapped on my helmet, and we were about ready to go. So I also got on Faith's bridle, and she's very easy to get a bridle on. She is not difficult, and she is not, feisty or anything. So I walked her out of the stable, and the barn cat was like kind of trailing behind us, and he would not leave us alone, which was very frustrating. So there's that. And I got on Faith, and she was being a little impatient, so I stopped her and I made her stand still for a while. After she had gotten a little more patient, I walked her out of the barn, and it was really nice outside today. It was a little bit breezy and just a little bit chilly, but with me having a sweatshirt on, it was not cold at all. There were people everywhere, and I'm really excited because I have found out that in a few weeks, or in about a month, there will be a cross-country competition, and I really hope that Faith and I are ready for it. My riding instructor said that we probably will be, considering we're doing super good right now. So I walked out to the pen to meet my instructor, because I had kind of gotten the routine by now, considering I have had 3 lessons. So after I got out to the paddock, she told me to walk. She told me to walk Faith a lap, and she also told me that today we are going to be doing a little bit of cross country, but it's just short jumps, and it's right on the Moreland track. She said that very soon we would be doing cross country trails, and maybe we would even be on the trail that they're using for the competition. I was very excited about that, and she said that I would have to purchase a cross country vest and a tack set for Faith. And I said that was fine because I knew that riding horses was a very big responsibility. She also said that some of the horses in the barn were going up for lease, and most of them were cross-country horses, so that I could think about leasing a horse. And she said obviously that it wouldn't be right now because this is only my fourth lesson, and she didn't promise me that I could lease Faith because a lot of other people wanted to lease her. She said that two other horses in the barn were going up for lease though that were cross-country horses. His name was Chance, and he is a 5-year-old liver chestnut gelding, and he is super nice. I have met him. And then the other one is Prince. He is a 6-year-old chestnut gelding. They are both very nice, and I've seen the more advanced cross-country girls riding them, and they are super good. Here my riding instructor told me to bring Faith right up to a trot, and then I was just going to warm her up in here, and then we were going to go start to jump, and then we were going to go work on the jumps. I was really excited but nervous at the same time. It had been a while since I had jumped any horse, and the horse that I had jumped was a very small pony. And I knew Faith wasn't the biggest horse in the world, but she was a lot bigger than that pony. And I barely even jumped. I just kind of trotted over a crossrail. But I trusted Faith, and I was pretty sure that Faith trusted me. And as long as we trusted each other, I felt like we could do it. So after about a lap of trotting, my riding instructor said for me to bring Faith up to a canter, and then we would turn around, go the other way, and I would canter her once that way, and then we would start going out on the trail. My riding instructor did tell me that if I leased Faith, we would be a perfect match, and I would be able to lease her over the show season. And maybe if people stopped coming here to take lessons, then I would actually be able to buy Faith. But I highly doubted that because this barn is very busy currently, but you never know. Business could go downhill very quickly. Sometimes the barn's very busy, but other times it's very quiet. I prefer the barn when it's very quiet, especially because as I'm taking my lesson, I don't have to dodge people in the arena. And it's hard because this barn teaches all sorts of things. It teaches cross-country, show jumping, flat lessons, showmanship, and even dressage. So sometimes I'll have to avoid the people practicing their flat lesson or showmanship in this arena. Most of the time, the show jumping and dressage lessons are held at the riding arena in Silverglade Manor. Sometimes the dressage lessons or the dressage lessons or showmanship lessons or sometimes even flat lessons will be held in that small arena over there, but it's mostly this arena. My riding instructor told me to trot Faith, turn her around, and pick her right up to a canter this way, and then we would go on the trails. I was getting really excited, but at the same time, I was even more nervous than before. I was glad that she was on the right lead, though, and I wasn't exactly paying attention to where I was going, so I almost ran in to a little chipmunk running across the ring. And I just kept her cantering, and she was trying to quit on me, but I pushed my heel into her. And I quickly glanced over at the small jump on the trail, and it didn't look that big, so I was relieved. But it looked a whole ton bigger than the one that I had trotted over on the other horse. And my riding instructor told me that once I got to the exit of the ring, I would bring Faith down to a walk. And she led the way, and I followed after her, and we walked over to the cross-country trail. It's not much of a trail. It's really kind of just one small jump that we would be practicing on. But there was also a hill that me and Faith would have to canter down. My riding instructor said that I should have faith that very soon Faith should be able to canter 3 laps or even 4 in the ring without Faith stopping once because the Valedale Cross Country Trail is about that big, and that's where the competition will be held. There is multiple cross country competitions this summer. Some of them are in Valedale Lake, but most of them are at Fir Grove. There are 3 trails in Fir Grove. There's a green trail, which means it's for the less experienced people, which I would probably be going on right now well, not right now, but like within a few weeks, I would probably be going on that trail because I'm not very experienced at cross country. In about a month, I would probably be on the intermediate trail, but it would take multiple years to be on the professional trail. I think me and Faith would definitely be showing on the intermediate or maybe even green trail for cross country, but I wasn't exactly sure. And so my riding instructor pointed out to me that I had to canter up this hill and turn and take that right there. And then there was a cliff that we had to jump over. I was nervous, so I brought Faith up to a canter, and it was quite a fast canter. And she knew what we were doing, I assumed, but still, I had to take control. I lined her up for the jump, and I got too nervous, and I told her to stop. My riding instructor said that I can't be nervous or else she'll feel it too and she'll stop. So it took multiple tries, and I went back around the rock and down the hill again to try again. I was so nervous, but my riding instructor told me to just trust Faith and that she wouldn't let anything happen to me. She said that I did have to set Faith up for the jump, which I didn't really know what it meant, but she said Faith basically knew how to do it, which I was relieved about. So I took the turn and I closed my eyes and I squeezed my reins and she went over it, which I was so happy about. I patted her on the neck and I was saying, "Good girl, Faith, good girl," because I felt like I was going to fall off, but I kind of just closed my eyes and I trusted her. And my riding instructor told me that was good. She told me to back up, and she said that we wouldn't be doing the cliff today, just because that was for really experienced girls. So I stopped Faith, and she said that I had to pick Faith up to canter here and jump again. This time I was feeling a lot more confident. She told me to not stop cantering after I did that jump. She said I had to canter around the rock and down the hill, and that I had to canter across the beach. She said that there would be a beach and that Faith could not be scared of water. So she made me bring Faith into the water a little bit and didn't mind one bit. So she told me to canter around this tree and make Faith, and she told me to make Faith do a flying lead change, which I didn't know what it meant, so she was still on the wrong lead. My riding instructor told me to stop her and back her up. She told me that a flying lead change was when we turned around at a canter and went a different direction, and I had to push my outside heel into her to make her change leads, and if she didn't, I had to stop her and back her up. And I was relieved to know that on the cross country trail there were no flying lead changes. So then she made me canter Faith again, and this time she said, "You're gonna stop right before the cliff." And I was nervous. And so I cantered Faith and I cantered Faith, and then we got up to the jump and we jumped right over it. She nicked it a little bit, which was okay, and then she broke into a trot. So I stopped, and my riding instructor told me to go down the hill and that we would practice coming at it from another angle. She said that Faith does have a tendency to nick the jump on that wind, which was something I had to watch out for during competition. She said that I might have to set Faith up at a different angle in order for her not to nick it, because if I nick the jump, apparently I'll get points docked. And my riding instructor said that me and Faith did have the potential to win at least second place, which I was happy to hear. And I'm not that kind of girl that wants to win every horse show I go to, or that will cry if I don't get first, second, or third place. Whatever happens, I'm going to be proud of Faith and happy that I at least got the opportunity to do the competition. So my riding instructor told me that I would actually have to do the cliff today, which I was really nervous about. Also, I forgot to mention that it's a different day. So when I was kind of warming Faith up and everything, that was yesterday. So today, we are practicing the cliff. Funny enough, I decided I'd just put on the same sweatshirt today, and I just decided to wear the same exact outfit. So now that I've had some practice with Faith in cross country, my riding instructor told me that today we would be practicing the cliff and the regular jump. And then she said that she had planned a little bit of a cross-country trail for us, which was something like the green trail at Fir Grove. So I picked Faith up to a canter. I was really nervous to do the cliff, but I knew I was nervous about the jump yesterday, but that we did it. And Faith soared over that gap easily, and then she went right over the jump. And we also worked on putting Faith up, like setting her up at a different angle so that she would not nick the jump. As you saw last time, she didn't nick the jump at all, which was really good. And she broke into a gallop there because she was so excited, but I brought her back down to a walk. And after doing that about 3 times, my riding instructor brought me over to the small arena, and she told me that she had that she mapped out a little bit of a cross-country trail for me and Faith to do. I was really excited to do it, and she said that it didn't include many jumps, but it did include the cliff and the jump we had been practicing on. It also included a fence, but the fence wasn't any higher than the jump we had been practicing. My riding instructor also told me that since me and Faith can do the cliff, no jumps on the green cross-country trail would really challenge us at all. I was so proud of Faith, and I was proud of Faith, and I was kind of proud of myself, but I was mostly proud of Faith. And I was super excited to do this cross-country trail, and I had decided that I would ask my parents if we could lease one of the cross-country horses, and I really wanted to lease Faith. And I know I haven't been riding her for a while, but I really feel like we could lease her. So my riding instructor told me that basically what I had to do was I had to start here, and I had to bring Faith into a canter. And she didn't want me to gallop Faith right away because then at the home stretch she wouldn't have any energy left. And some of the jumps on the Valedale cross country trail are quite high, and she doesn't want Faith to burn out all her energy then. She also told me that on the Valedale cross country trail there are huge stretches of land where there are no jumps at all, and I have to really pace Faith during those because she doesn't want Faith to burn out all her energy and have no energy left for the final 2 jumps. I got it, and so what she told me to do was I had to canter Faith across here, over that fence, around the tree, up over the cliff, over the small jump we had been practicing on, down across the beach, around that tree, do a flying lead change, and then do the whole trail again back. And I knew there weren't any flying lead changes on the cross-country trail, but it was good practice. So I brought Faith right up to a canter, and it was kind of a fast canter because I didn't because we have to be somewhat fast, but also pace ourselves at the same time. So I rounded around the tree, and we went right across, and we were coming up to the cliff, but Faith just jumped right over it and I set her up again for this one, making sure she didn't nick it. And my riding instructor didn't want me to gallop her until I was at the very home stretch, which in this case was the small riding arena, the small lesson arena. So I brought Faith across the beach, and this cross-country trail seemed like a piece of cake to her, and I assumed that she had done many others with more advanced students in her life. My riding instructor had informed me that Faith seemed like a green cross-country horse, but she was actually more of a advanced, and she could be green, intermediate, or even advanced if you wanted her to be. So I set her up for this, and then we broke into a gallop for this one, and we just barely made it. And I wasn't sure if my riding instructor would approve of it, but I thought that if we didn't, then we would probably not have made it. So we were on the home stretch, and I galloped Faith. We went soaring over the fence, and we were so close to the quote-unquote finish. My riding instructor told me that we had done really great and that she was proud of me for understanding that I had to pick Faith up to a gallop to get over the cliff at that angle. And I was relieved to know that I did the right thing. I wasn't exactly sure if I had, and I didn't want to get yelled at. So And Faith was super sweaty at this point, and she told me that I could walk Faith around on the beach and then bring her in when I was done. She obviously, she went into the guest barn to clean the stalls and organize some stuff, and she trusted me and Faith. And so I brought her over to the beach, and I decided we would kind of just cool out there. So I walked over to the beach, and it took quite a while because Faith was tired and sweaty, and so she was walking quite slowly. I decided I would kind of pick her up to a trot just so we could get over to the beach quicker, and then on the beach we wouldn't do anything but walk. But her instructor saw me trotting, and she kind of gave a little laugh. But I knew it wasn't like a laugh saying I shouldn't have done what I did, but I finally got Faith down to the beach, and I walked her, and I decided I would kind of let her feet go into the water a little bit. Even though she was wearing polos, it was fine. And I did ask my riding instructor if I could do this before I came out to the beach, and she said that was fine because the polos dry quite easily, and that as soon as I bought a cross-country vest and cross-country gear for her, we could start practicing some bigger cross-country, which I was so glad about. And I didn't want to run into the dock, so I kind of brought her ashore a little bit here. And we walked for quite a while on the beach, and we actually went up and down the beach quite a few times. This is like our 4th time going up the beach, and I stopped her and I felt her neck, and she was not sweaty anymore. So I decided I would just bring her in. So yeah, guys, I'm gonna bring Faith in now. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see more of me and Faith, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button and turn on post notifications so you get notified every time I post a video. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope to see you guys next time. Bye! Okay, guys, so we have let's see, 42 followers. I just dropped my phone. We have 42 followers on TikTok, and we only have 19 subscribers. Come on, guys. We need to step up our game. Let's see if we can get at least 42 followers by, like, in 2 weeks. I don't think we can, but maybe we can. Hopefully we can. So yeah, if you guys want to watch my TikToks, they're quite funny. Most of them are of my dogs and my pets. Some of them are on Roblox, and some of them are on Star Stable. So yeah, if you guys want to watch those, then look up The Horse Life, or at The Horse Life 0. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Bye, guys. Barbecue.